Hi. Hello, hello. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to another live Facebook video. It's gonna be another great one. If this is your first time viewing me, everyone, my name is Jason Mangan. I've been diving deep emotionally with Source Creator now for 13 years. I specialize in physical detoxification and nutritional replenishment, fasting, plant medicines, and I've been experimenting and learning and growing and evolving through detoxification now for over 22 years. Detoxification and fasting. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Before I start about the topic of this video about quantum time traveling, I want to set intentions for this video. For the past month, everyone, we've been in through a emotional roller coaster. The quantum shifts that are happening throughout the infinite multiverse, everyone, is quite intense at times. Quite intense. And it's a ride. See, when we choose ourselves to be the chosen ones, to be our own saviors, to be seekers of truth on how things really operate and function through the physical realms, through the spiritual realms, and through the soul realms, through this multiverse, our confusions, our doubts, our answers, our solutions, they will always come to an individual that is willing to seek truth. Because there is absolute truth about everything and about everyone. And the main reason why people don't go on this divine narrow path of healing and soul evolution is because they're deeply afraid to see and feel and hear and taste and touch the truth. The truth. They're afraid of the unknown. Because when people start seeing and feeling the truth, and when they have a foundation of living in integrity in every moment of their lives with themselves and others, it can become very painful. And it's supposed to be painful. Because the world that we were born in is a painful, hellish world. That is the truth. So I want to talk about quantum time traveling. When you're growing and evolving physically and spiritually and emotionally at the soul level with Source Creator, you have the ability to receive downloads. Divine downloads, directly coming from Source, directly coming from our celestial brothers and sisters, celestial ancestors, people, souls, just like you and I, that are on this divine narrow path of healing with God. You can receive divine downloads from nature. How nature operates, how the animal kingdom operates, the ocean kingdom, the forest, the jungle, so on throughout the multiverse, in every dimensional location, in every sphere of location, in every world throughout the multiverse. You have this ability, everyone, as you're growing and evolving with this divine oversoul parent that has masculine and feminine qualities and attributes, that has no gender. That is our true divine oversoul parent. That is the most loving entity in the infinite multiverse. This divine mommy, this divine daddy is the creator. And she created these divine non-physical laws that govern our life in every moment. That govern the multiverse, that govern your spiritual body, that govern your soul. These non-divine physical laws in her love are the highest divine laws of existence. So you and I, when we're growing and evolving with God, the God that created your soul, that created your spiritual body, that created your physical body. You all have an opportunity to download and receive her communication. Or you can say emotional intelligence, to receive her wisdom and knowledge, her beauty, her limitless abundance, on a masculine side and a feminine side. Understanding that you are the pinnacle of her divine creation. You were created in the image of the source creator, at the soul image, with masculine and feminine qualities and attributes. So when you're growing and you're taking personal responsibility and personal accountability to save yourself, because you're your own spiritual scientist, you're your own guru, you're your own doctor, okay? You're the coder, you're the programmer, because you're the pinnacle of God's creation. You're the pinnacle of God's creation. You are consciousness, infinite consciousness, in an emotional, intelligent soul. You are consciousness with your own memories and your own personality, with your own lights, colors, and sound, with your own geometric pattern, with your own soulmate, which is a complete soul union of you. You have the opportunity to download infinitely for the rest of your existence. Because most of your life, everyone, is actually spent in the spiritual realms. Or you can call it in another world. Or you can call it spheres, or planes of existence, or dimensional locations. Do you know that, everyone? Everything that we grew up with these corporations and monetary systems and businesses and money, it's all temporary. It's a blink of an eye. Boop, you're gone. And none of that transforms or transitions into the spiritual realms. So, it's very important, everyone, to become a seeker of truth, to grow and evolve emotionally, to blossom spiritually and at the soul level. Don't put all of your time and energy and money in sports games, in television, on the internet, your work, your job, your businesses. Don't put all of your time and energy and money and talents in things that are temporary. What you take when you transition from this physical body into a spiritual body is you take your character, your morals, your values, your ethics, your memories, your experiences, your personality, your passions, all of your emotions, whether they're painful or pleasurable, satisfactory or unsatisfactory, that's what you take. Because who you are that's operating this biological computer software program, which we call the physical body, is infinite, multidimensional consciousness with emotional intelligence, expressing itself in a physical body. And then when you transition into the spiritual realms, you will be expressing yourself in a spiritual body. And then eventually, as you keep growing and evolving, you will transition away from your spiritual body and transition into the image of who you really are. A soul. Pure light. Being able to materialize multiple bodies. Being able to create your own animals. Being able to create your own universe. Being able to create your own utopian world. Being able to create this with your soulmate and other soul brothers and sisters that are living in the highest divine, angelic, benevolent, celestial realms of this multiverse. And it doesn't stop, because God is infinite. Being able to receive divine downloads of information, of connection, of information and communication is infinite. Truth is infinite. You will keep expanding in the truth of creation, of how things really operate and function through the foundation of the framework of everything. That's a gift we all will attain. And you can do this in the physical body. Do you know this, everyone? You can become celestial in a physical body. Other beings are doing this right now. Other entities, they're doing what I'm doing. What I've been teaching for the last 13 years, everyone, is the true divine teachings that were lost on this particular earth realm over 2,000 years ago. And they were lost and destroyed and rewritten for several reasons. But one of the greatest divine messengers of this material that I'm teaching you all was our soul brother, Yeshua ben Joseph. Some people call him Jesus. His true name is Yeshua. He's a soul brother. He's not our God, but he is divine. And his soulmate, Mary Magdalene. The true awakening process that is happening on this particular earth realm, everyone, is because of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene's return. Not just on an energetic level, not just on an energy level, but on a physical level. But the truth is, it's not about their identity, because you can do this with or without Yeshua and Mary, because they are not God. Other celestial beings that are doing exactly what I've been doing for the last 13 years. They are not our God. They are just individuals that have taken personal responsibility and accountability to heal themselves in their own divine repentance and forgiveness process. And when you do this, you receive love. And this love that's outside of you that you can receive actually changes you into a new entity. And it never stops. You will continue to be changed and transformed. It's a continued metamorphosis cycle. You can call it a continued death and rebirth cycle. And every time you change and transform, your consciousness expands and you receive more downloads of communication. And you receive more physical talents, more spiritual talents, more soul talents. So the possibility of everything that we can imagine is actually true. It's not science fiction. The possibilities of levitation, true. The possibilities of flying, true. The possibilities of telecommunication, telekinesis, moving objects with your energy and your mind, true. The possibilities of starting things on fire with your hands, with your energy, true. The possibilities of time traveling back into your mother's womb, true. The possibilities of time traveling in the future to see and feel and taste and hear and sense your highest divine higher self as an angelic being, true. It's not science fiction, everyone. What happens when you start growing and healing and evolving at a soul evolutionary process with God, what happens is you start becoming aware and observant. You start seeing things, hearing things, tasting things, feeling things on a physical level and on an emotional level that most people can't see and feel. You become very observant. You become very aware. You start seeing with your spiritual eyes. You start hearing with your spiritual ears. You start seeing things with your soul eyes. You start hearing things with your soul ears. You start feeling things. You start hearing people with accuracy. So you and I have the ability to become divine, accurate mediums or channelers. And basically what this means is you and I have the accuracy to see and hear and feel people that live in other dimensional locations. Some of them might be unloving. Some of them might be unloving. Some of them might be lost and confused. Some of them might be on the divine narrow way. Some of them might be on the natural, loving, spiritual way, where they don't have any belief in God. Some of them might be atheist. But you and I have the ability, as we're growing and evolving and blossoming, in receiving God's love and truth. This is why one of the most important prayers an individual can pray, once they come to the emotional conclusion, once they come to the emotional awareness that there is a divine oversoul parent that has masculine and feminine qualities and attributes that you and I can have a personal, high integrity emotional relationship with. Once you come to that conclusion and you figure that out on your own through your own personal experimentations, one of the greatest prayers, if not the greatest prayer, an individual can pray about from a heart-centered, emotional, genuine, sincere place. God, I know you exist. I fucking found you. Finally. Oh my God, you're real. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God, I pray from a heart-centered, from a pure, genuine, sincere place. I open up my physical body, my heart, mind, and soul. I open up every cell, and I'm longing and praying for your love and truth to transform the condition of my soul, to transform the condition of my spiritual lifestyle, to transform the condition of my physical lifestyle. That prayer right there, if you come from an open heart, with sincere, genuine, a place of conviction and devotion and loyalty, that prayer is said by me every day, hundreds of times. Silently, out loud, when I'm multitasking throughout the day, I'm always connecting and communicating with God. In this moment, I'm communicating with God. Where do you think I'm channeling right now, everyone? When you're in divine devotion and when you're in divine service, and when you make intentions to serve and teach others how they are the pinnacle of God's creation, that they are divine kings and queens, that they are celestial royalty, I'm getting the information that's coming outside of me and I'm downloading it to teach you guys. It's just being filtered through me, through my physical vessel, and I'm speaking it to you in signs and symbols, languages and words, and statements of my own unique poetry, of my own artistry. I'm just a channeler, just like you. We channel every day. Some of us are conscious about it. Some of us are unconscious about it. But we channel every day. And so I've been channeling God for 13 years. I've been channeling Yeshua and Mary for 13 years. I've been channeling other high celestial beings for 13 years. You know what's so great about this journey as well? Is that the people that I'm serving and giving my time and energy and talents to, absolutely free, with no force, no control. I'm not expecting anything from you. I'm not expecting your money from you. I'm not expecting you to love me or like me or invite me. The things that I have been doing for the last 13 years in this physical realm, I do it in other realms of existence. Do you know that there are billions of lost souls, billions of sons and daughters of God, children of God? They're lost. They're surrounding me right now. They're listening to this conversation right now. They've been around me for a long time. Some of them are on the divine narrow path. Some of them are my guides. Some of them are my celestial brothers and sisters. Some of them are my guardians. Some of them are lost souls. Some of them are actually new to the teachings that I'm teaching right now. And I'm giving all of those people that are around me the opportunity to heal themselves in their lost, confused, doubted state of mind. Isn't that magical? I'm so thankful and I'm so honored to be on this path. Because it's not about money for me. It's not about fame. It's not about the clicks or the likes or the loves. It used to be. I used to live in a deep spiritual facade. Most people on this path live in a deep spiritual lie. They live in a facade, a religious facade, living in multiple religious masks. They live in a spiritual facade, living in multiple spiritual facades, spiritual masks. They still live in dishonesty. You know the difference between good and evil is? You know what the difference between love and unloving is? It's so simple to understand. I'll give you the secret. The secret is this. The difference between, you can even say God and the devil or God and Satan. The difference between this analogy, it's all this. Are you honest or are you dishonest? Most people live dishonestly. That's between living a loving lifestyle and an unloving lifestyle. Are you willing to be truthful and honest to yourself and others in every moment of your life? And if you're not willing to do that, you are living dishonestly. You're living an unloving lifestyle. And if you're choosing to be dishonest and you're choosing to live unlovingly, then you are creating a very painful lifestyle and suffering. Not just in the physical realms, but also in the spiritual realms. It's very, very important to understand this, everyone. If you're lying to your partner, if you're lying in your marriage, you're destroying it. If you're lying to your boss, if you're lying to your children, your coworkers, you're destroying your life. You're degrading your soul. And this is why it's called the narrow path. Because people don't want to confront this. They don't want to confront the truth about themselves, about their childhood, and about what they see and feel and observe and witness on a daily basis from an unloving corporate system that we were born into. And that's why most people live in a box, or they live a broad path, or a follower path, or a gullible path, or you can say they live in a slave system. But what I've also noticed about being on this path is you get to a point where truth and living in integrity actually becomes fun. You're actually playing in the liberation of the freedom, sovereignty of living in truthfulness and honesty 24/7. Everything that you're doing in your awake state and everything that you're doing in your sleep state, you can call it your dream state, but it's your sleep state. Everything that we're doing actually becomes more fun and more playful and more childlike in this high spiritual emotional maturity. And this is what triggers people. And this is why sometimes I get attacked. Is because I have devoted my life to live in truth. To share my life about past, present, and future. And it triggers people. Good. I'm here to trigger people. The world is suffering. Nature is suffering. The animals are suffering. The children are suffering. We have mothers and fathers suffering. The kidnapping, the rape, the torture, child trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, drug trafficking. There's a lot of unloving things that are happening in this world. And it's people like me and other people in the world that actually you get to a point in your progression where you enjoy and actually have fun with no arrogance, with a lot of humility, stepping in the confidence and self-respect and self-worthiness of living in truth. Thank God, 22 years ago, someone was doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Because those men and women, 22 years ago, when they came into my life, they helped me reform myself. And I'm just paying it forward. Do you understand? I'm just paying it forward. And I'm teaching others to do the same thing. Some of you might awaken with me. Some of you have already been part of the awakening process, and I'm just helping you dive deeper with the pain and pleasures into your life and the magic that you can create with God. But everything is in divine order. Everything is in divine timing. Everything is divinely perfect. Nothing happens accidentally. The 4 people that are on right now listening to me live, this is your gift. You actually created me into your life at a soul level. The truth is you really want me in your life to assist you and support you in your progression, in your healing, or you wouldn't be viewing me. The ones that are listening to this recording, the same principle goes for you. Because nothing happens by chance. Everything is precise. Everything is scientifically measured. Everything has mathematical precision. It's all orchestrated in divine communication. It's all communication of reflections to you on what you are avoiding in your pains and also in your pure joys, passions, and loves and happiness. Because if you're avoiding feeling through your pain, you are avoiding feeling through what you actually are truly in love with. The things you really want to do in life. Now, that was a great breakdown of the foundation of what I want to teach for the next 15-20 minutes about quantum time traveling. It's not science fiction, everyone. You have the ability to use your imagination, to use your energy and emotions, and to put yourself back into your mother's womb. Start from the beginning of the beginning. Put on some calm meditation music. Do this for about an hour or so right before you go to bed. Practice this spiritual practice as much as you can. You can quantum time travel back in the past. And you can start connecting with your grandparents, your family line, your mother and father, your siblings. You can start connecting to all of the memories that will show up for you. They will come through in your childlike. Start in your mother's womb. Because that's where it started. All of the emotions that were bombarded to you from your mother and father, from your family's bloodline, they were all bombarded to you. Everything that your mother ate, everything that your mother thought about, believed in, the same thing goes with your father. You emotionally inherited that. And that's what creates all of your addictions, attachments, and codependencies. This is what creates all of your sicknesses, diseases, and illnesses. This is what creates bipolar issues, psychological issues, depression. This is why you're emotionally unstable throughout the day and you're not grounded in confidence, sacredness, respect, and self-love. You're not grounded. You don't feel strong. You don't feel powerful. You don't feel confident. You're not rooted. You're not rooted in who you are as a man and as a woman. You're not rooted as a celestial king and queen. You're not rooted in the conviction that you were created in the image of Source Creator. And if you're not rooted, your foundation is unstable. And so when an emotional weather storm comes in, whether it's abuse or attack, that tree will break because the roots are weak. You have been weak emotionally all your life. So you can go back, you can close your eyes, do some deep breathing, put on some frequency music, put on some calm meditation music, and place yourself back in your mother's womb and start connecting to your mom and dad emotionally. Start connecting to all of the childhood events from ages 1 all the way up to the age of now, however old you are. And you're connecting to them. And what you're doing is you're sending them unconditional love and forgiveness. To them, but also to you. Because once you get to a certain age, around 7 or 8, you start becoming more conscious of your own free will that God has gifted you. And then you start recognizing that, ooh, I have been unloving to myself and others, to my parents, to my siblings, to the animal kingdom, to the insect kingdom, to our environment, to my classmates, my coaches, my teachers, my teammates, my coworkers. But it is a process. You got to be patient with this. This is a very important process of quantum time traveling so you can heal yourself at the root level. Now, once you start doing your best to think and feel that you can unconditionally love others and forgive others that have raped you and molested you and abused you in so many horrific ways, once you can get to an emotional place where you can unconditionally love and forgive yourself for all of the rape that you have done, the molestation, the stealing, the lying, the infidelity, the physical attacks that others have done to you, that you have done to others, the verbal and emotional attacks, the spiritual and religious attacks that they have done to you and that you have done to others. Once you start doing your best to unconditionally love and forgive them from an emotional place, you're going to go through a lot of emotions. You're going to go through so much shame and judgment and guilt and regret. You're going to go through so much anger and rage and frustration, and you're going to get angry with yourself and with them and with God and with our environment. And that all needs to be released. These are all childhood tantrums that need to be screamed out. You need to get wild, like a ferocious animal, feeling through the emotional damage that was committed upon you as a child. 99.9% of your adult belief systems, where you work, how you perform, what you believe, how you treat yourself and others, what you eat and drink, is the foundation from what mommy and daddy has taught you. And they taught you wrong. Your environment has taught you wrong. It's all corruption. It's all lies. All of it. What you think is true, I'm pretty sure might be false. If it was taught to you from a mainstream viewpoint, from a mainstream religious viewpoint, it's not true. And we have a codependency of these emotional trauma bonds that we have with mommy and daddy, that we have with men and women, that we have with our sexual partners, that we have these emotional trauma bonds with these corporations and governments. We were taught to protect them. We were taught to sacrifice ourselves to protect them. We were taught, some of us are doing this right now, that we're willing to kill and murder others to protect these unloving authority figures, to sacrifice ourselves to protect this unloving system, this unloving governmental corporate system. You got to understand, everyone, all of these corporations, all of these governments, the monopolies, the oil supply, the food supply, the educational system, vaccination companies, the pharmaceutical companies, they were all created by unloving brothers and sisters of ours in the physical realm and also in the spiritual realm that have addictions, attachments, and codependencies, that have massive and massive emotional injuries. And these emotional injuries have created their own belief systems. Physically, spiritually, they've created massive occults, secret societies, underground governments. They are just people. They are just equal soul brothers and sisters of ours that have created an unloving system, and they've used you to protect them. They've used you to sacrifice yourself to protect them. That's emotional abuse. People have no idea the sexual traumas most people have. People have no idea how abused they really have been. All of the lies and the control, the verbal abuse, the narcissistic behavior, the gaslighting. They've actually taught us, they've actually blamed us. What? They've actually blamed us for doing something wrong to protect them so we can receive their love and approval. This is what governments do. This is what corporations do. This is how they advertise to you and market to your emotional injuries. They market and advertise through your sexual traumas, and then you buy their stuff. They market and advertise through your emotional rage and anger, and then you buy their services, products. You get into their debt. You get into their credit card services. You get into their loans. You get into debt in their unloving school systems and their unloving universities. Lying to you and manipulating you about history and about science and about economics and about, social lifestyles and cultures. Lying to you about nutrition. Lying to you about space. Lying to you about other entities. They lie. That's why it's so very important to get away from your television, to get away from mainstream media. So very important. You got to get away from it. The biggest war is the war on your soul. And how they do this, it's called frequency war, consciousness war. And so they poison your food and water. They poison our atmosphere. They poison the air. They pump you filled with heavy metals. So they can create a frequency war, a consciousness war, to control your thoughts, to control your emotions. If they can control your thoughts and your emotions, if they can implant certain frequencies inside of you, they can control your consciousness, your emotional development. They can control your habits and patterns, what you're going to support, what you're not going to support. They can keep you debating. They can keep you in a competitive lifestyle. They can keep you in an argumentative lifestyle. They can keep you in separation, fighting amongst each other. It's all a scam. It's all a scam, everyone. Politically dividing you, religiously dividing you, spiritually dividing you, nutritionally dividing you, educationally dividing you, sexuality dividing you. They want to divide you. They don't want us to come together and harmonize in a loving way. Because once that happens, everything collapses. Because now we start using our time, energy, money, and talents not to support them. We don't support their loans. We don't support their mortgages. We don't support their taxation. We don't support their governments any longer. We don't support their products and services any longer. Because we don't need them. We don't need all of that stuff. But they taught you to overconsume, overeat, overdrink, oversleep, overwork. These are all just physical and emotional addictions that was groomed to us. Over-sexualizing ourselves. So, quantum time traveling exists. It's real. So when you get into going back and connecting and doing the best that you can to give and receive unconditional love and forgiveness for yourself while being emotionally honest about everything from what you've seen and observed and felt in your childhood, then what you can do is you can quantum time travel in the future. And then you can start using your imagination, your energy and emotions, and you can start seeing and feeling yourself at your highest divine self. In complete peace, freedom, sovereignty, complete joy and happiness. Expressing yourself authentically, confidently, filled with power. You're abundantly free with beauty, knowledge, and wisdom. You're expressing yourself with your soulmate. In the physical body. I'm not talking about when you transition into a spirit. I'm talking about in a physical body. You're at your highest divine self. You're physically healthy, you're emotionally healthy, you're psychologically healthy, you're socially, economically healthy, you're sexually healthy, you're spiritually healthy, you're healthy at the soul level. And this is what happens. Once you start seeing that and feeling that, you're going to go through some emotions. Some of these emotions at the beginning is doubt, fear. I won't be able to attain this. I can't do this. It's not for me. Those emotions are self-worthy emotions. You feel unworthy to be at that place. They taught you to feel unworthy. This is why this spiritual practice is so important. Once you start imagining that you can communicate and publicly speak in front of thousands of people, emotions of fear are going to come up. I can't do this. I'm not worthy of it. I can't see myself doing this. And you're going to start crying. You're going to get angry. You're going to go through a lot of fear. But if you keep practicing this quantum time traveling mechanism for healing and for manifestation, it will come together and it will start harmonizing in the present moment at the heart center. And when it starts harmonizing here, when you start communicating here at the heart center, then you are becoming grounded. You are getting steady and stable and firm in the strength. Your roots are strengthening. Your roots are healing. So you can receive higher divine loving communication and information coming from God, coming from the celestial realms of the multiverse. Once that light and that love and all of that information starts coming down, your roots will be strong enough to sustain the energy, to sustain the love. It will be so grounded here that you won't fall apart, or you won't freak out, or you won't feel like you're losing yourself or losing your mind, but you'll be able to speak the truth in front of everyone, even the ones that want to kill you, murder you, and your children. They want to imprison you. They want to commit slow self-torture to you and your family. But you're so rooted in the strength of truth that no one is going to be able to threaten you any longer. So now your tree trunk is sturdy. Doesn't matter what they do or what they say or how they do it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how strong the winds are. If you're going through a tsunami, if you're going through a firestorm, the roots will always be there. The root is your foundation. It's these roots that keeps this strong. And then you get to a place where it's growing and evolving, and you start to blossom. You start creating new branches, new flowers, new petals. You know what they represent? New lights, new colors. You know what they represent? More talent, more information, more knowledge, more wisdom, more spiritual gifts, more soul gifts. And it happens infinitely. You're the tree of life. You're the tree of life. How beautiful is that to know that with all of your heart? And I pray for every individual throughout this multiverse, every soul brother and sister of mine, I pray they get to see and feel what I've been experiencing in the last 13 years. That's my prayer. My light, my colors, and my sound, my vibrational frequency is positively impacting every physical body, every spiritual body, and every soul throughout this multiverse. Everything and everyone is being positively impacted by me, by the conscious decisions to grow and evolve with God. Do you know that, everyone? That's how powerful you are. That's how we heal the world. I appreciate you all so very much. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your family and friends. Please share it in groups, download it, upload it, do what you need to do. And I will see you on the next video. Enjoy your week, everyone. Bye-bye.